Hi, everybody. Welcome to Trendy Trading. Today, I'm going to go ahead and take a few minutes, just kind of show you how I set up a chart. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail here at all. I just want to show you that every chart and every trader has their own plan, right? Trading is very personal to every single one of us. Some traders like to trade on what we would call a 1 minute chart. Some traders only focus on the weekly and the monthly charts, which could take a long time to develop, right? But no matter what, here at Trendy Trading, what I like to teach is stops, targets, and so forth. So what I like to do is start always with a bigger time frame, and in this case we're looking at AMAT, A-M-A-T. This is a weekly chart, and what that means is every single one of these candles represents 1 week. All right, 1 week, as in Monday through Friday. All right, and then what you're going to see on my chart right here is what we call an EMA cloud. This one is made up of the 9 EMA, the 13 EMA, and the 22 EMA, exponential moving average. If you want to know more about that, you can find that on Google, also on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of familiarize myself with the stock itself, kind of getting the ebb and flow of things. Like, how does this thing like to move? What is it primarily do? Like, you can learn a lot just from kind of breaking it down and understanding that this stock, let me just show you something very simple. We can go back 1 year, right? So right now we are in December. We could go back to 2021. Let's just say that December falls right around this area to here, and we are here. Okay, now I can look at this chart and you could do a lot of different things from here. You could say that from here to here, that's down to up move, down to up move, okay, down to up move. Here we go again. Here we go again. Check this out. This is actually really exciting. What I'm showing you right here is enough to kind of get you started to help you understand how to pinpoint what a chart likes to do. All right, what a name likes to do. And in this case, this is AMAT. So you ever heard that thing? One of these looks like the other, one doesn't. Well, look at these arrows. How many of these arrows look like they're about the same length? Okay, so you could go here, 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 okay? And then two of these right here look the same. All right, so we have on this chart 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 moves that are basically almost the same length. Okay, so you could say right now that AMAT has a high probability of when it moves is about the length of those 6 arrows. You could also look at this and say in a year, the AMAT is 2 standard deviation. That means if our one arrow that looks the same 6 times across the board, let's consider that a 1 standard deviation. Then we have a bigger arrow that only happens about twice a year. That would be your 2 standard deviation move in AMAT. So we can learn a lot about what AMAT might do on its next run, okay? So when I look at this, let's just go ahead and measure. We know that from this point to here was one of our standard deviations. So about 86 up to 110. Okay, so that is roughly 25 bucks. All right, so we know this thing, if it can get going, can run about $25 over a 3 to 4 week period. All right, now notice that right now on the current move, we have 2 weeks going, and we have moved 144 up to about 162. Okay, so almost 20 bucks. All right, which we know about $25 is its standard deviation move. So if I were to take this trade tomorrow, I'd be a little bit hesitant just because it's standard deviation. But wait a minute, there's also a 2 standard deviation in there, right? Sometimes price likes to move somewhere between, let's say, 105 to 142. $35. We don't know if it's going to run $25 or $35 this time. Also, if you notice on this chart, we have nothing to the left-hand side. There are no candles over here. So the next thing I want to be sure, I want to go to a monthly chart. I want to look to my left. I see nothing. This must mean that we are at all-time highs, folks. Okay, let's go back to the weekly. Let's go ahead and take a look at it once more. All right. just like this. And I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm going to go ahead and work up really quickly, and I'll talk to you what I'm doing, but I'm not going to tell you exactly how I'm doing it, just because we don't have enough time for that. So because we don't have candles to the left or no resistance, and we're breaking out into blue skies, we use what's called a Fibonacci extension. And if you don't know anything about this, let me tell you, it is definitely something you need to learn, okay? So I'm going to take this standard deviation. I'm going to measure these two. I'm going to come up with some levels over here. I'm going to take one of my pretty boxes. I'm going to use levels that I know work out very, very well. I'm going to place those. I'm going to double click. I already have all this stuff in here. And so boom, I have my trim box. This means this is about the place that I would like to get out of the trade or start trimming. I'm going to go ahead and set some targets here. Just like that. I'm going to clone this one just to make it really pretty for you so you understand where my levels are. And we got ourselves some targets to the upside. Again, if you want to learn about that, come check us out. Come on a trial. Come sign up. I'm here to educate. That's what I really want to do for you guys, okay? So right here, this is my trim levels. And also, don't forget to check me out on Twitter. So if you want to see some free content and you want to see how well my charts work, please go there because you're going to be wowed. You're going to want to be interested on how to figure this stuff out. The next thing I want to understand is where is my support in here? That is definitely a little bit more detail. That also takes a little bit of time, but looking across the board here, you can see here that this was resistance. So see how price came up every single time and kind of bumped its head. See that? All right, so let's just go ahead and create a line right there across. Okay, and we want every one of those to touch. And see how now when price leaves there, it now becomes support. So I would have to say that this should be named support. There we go. So we have support down here at 143.46, and our target's going to be 171.77. Okay. Now, if I were taking this far as a blueprint is concerned, I have proprietary scripts. They help me out a little bit, but you got to figure out, where I'm always trading with stops. So where is my stop going to be? In this case, again, I'm not going to go into great detail, but I'm going to place it right underneath one of my scripts, my buy signal there. I'm going to place the stop, and that's about where I'm going to be at, about 153. Now understand that my stop is also in a place where I would expect buyers to come in. Again, I could teach you that. So that's going to be my stop because price, if it were to come down there, I would expect it to bounce there as well. The last thing you want to happen, let me go ahead and draw this for you just really quick. The last thing that you want to happen is price falls, hit your stop, and you're on it. You're like, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. And then what happens is price moves like this. I could teach you how to stay in this trade with confidence and keep you on the right side of the trade by just using these blueprints alone. So right now, that's going to be my stop. And then I come over here. I'm going to go ahead and throw my scripts on here. All right, so we could see that my stop is pretty close to my support on the trendy edges. So I'm liking everything I see. I love this. Check this out, guys. Not only did I have a support level there, but my trendy edge is there. Again, if you want to learn about this stuff, go to trendytrading.co. You can find some details on my scripts and what they mean. But basically, we're using supply and demand, support and resistance. And I trade options, futures, and equity as well. Again, thank you so much. This is what my blueprint looks like from this point. Basically, I want this to hold. I want this stop to hold, and I'm looking for targets 171 by 182 on this name, AMAT. You guys have a great day. I appreciate you. Again, see you soon.